Okay, I've decided to make one final full video fully explaining how to integrate DLSS into your Nolvus. This is going to have every piece of advice I have. So very first thing, you need Nolvus, obviously. You can probably add this to other mod lists, but this is the only one I have really messed with this with. It's also my favorite mod list. You can do it on natural lighting or Redux. And I believe because of somebody else in the Discord, I will be able to explain how to install it mid playthrough. It looks like it's a little bit different if you have a fresh install, like what I have, or if you're playing mid playthrough. So let me start with the fresh install first, what I have knowledge explaining. So very first thing, I'm going to go into the settings. Whenever you install it, or even if you have a already installed version, you need to make sure you are not downscaling. You need to make sure that your screen resolution is correct, and then you need to make sure that your INI profile is matching what your computer can handle. For me, that is medium. For some people, that will be high. For some others, maybe even low. But I'm not going to get too far with that. After that, click play. We're going to need to open up the MO2. Right, so what I had before I added this upscaler was a fully cleaned, I had just gone in and started it one time, I'm pretty sure, before I added the upscaler. Then I just added the upscaler downloaded off of PureDoc's Patreon, the ENB test build. He just released version 06, which is actually definitely the best working version I've had so far. Version 5 was way more buggy than this. Then I added that, I enabled it, I opened an Explorer, and I make sure I'm set on DLSS, and then I put it on performance. Or quality. I'm gonna go back to balanced. Quality is good. I don't see too much of a difference between balance and quality, and I was getting a slight bit more FPS, which is what I want really. So then save that. Next, what I'm going to tell you to do is download Bethesda or bethini. Um, the standalone version, run it. The first time you do, it'll make a backup of your settings, and then first thing you need to do, you need to go find your Nolvus game path, and then go manually find the installer or the organizer, and then I click this on just browse, but yeah, the INI path is it's the regular INI path. Oh, right, yeah. I don't know what this is right here. I don't know why it tried to take me in here. I think it's because, yeah, the MO2 is in there. It's the regular INI path, and then set it to whatever resolution you are. If it's 1080p, 1080p. If it's not. Uh, Go ahead and click medium again, even though don't keep it similar. So if it's medium in your Nolvus, medium here. Again, turn off anti-aliasing. And then I also clicked recommended tweaks, which I think this might be a big reason why I get really good FPS as well. I was talking to some other guy in the Discord who was running something very, very similar to me, but he said he was getting not very good FPS. And I have a feeling it's just because the recommended tweaks wasn't clicked. So then save and exit. The last thing I could possibly expect would cause any problems is its display tweaks. So then open that. You can edit it. I like to open an Explorer and just go straight to the INI settings. And then here, you need to make sure full screen is on false, borderless is on true, borderless upscale is on false, and that my resolution is not at the correct one on this, but I also don't mess with it because it opens up just fine. And I'm gonna wait it out again to make sure that it loads and everything. Takes a second. I know a lot of people are getting to this black screen right here and then crashing to desktop. But ever since I've gotten my fresh install, that has not happened to me, no matter how much I mess with it. I've gone to bethini a couple times now to mess with my INI settings to try to make it look better, because I want to mess around with the high INI settings and the DLSS and everything. But just to prove that it works and it isn't buggy, I'm going to go ahead and just load into one of the saves I've shown off already and see what I can do from there. And then I'm going to exit the game real quick and show you what one other suggestion I might have. If you're already mid playthrough, maybe you've already added some mods or something like that. You just make sure this works right. As long as my lighting and everything is correct, then it works. That's the only thing I've ever noticed any problems with while I've had this game working. Was that it did mess with my ENB a little bit. Even without the depth of field settings, it was making like the complex grass act weird. I get the grass shadows and everything, but I believe on mine the animation. You do have to give it a second whenever it loads up, but yeah, I think everything's working well. My frames are about to get higher than they are right now too, as soon as all the scripts stop running. Let me just show you the final tip that I have. Let's say you crash a desktop there, you already have been playing, you've done everything I've said and you can't figure it out. Thanks to Alfe in the Discord, he said his 2 tweaks that he said to do were to delete this file right here, I believe. Let me double check that. I'm looking in the Discord real quick right now. Yes, delete that and update detection meter to version 0.17 and use that instead of the one that's in the Nolvus. And he said that that should make it work. However, and also tweaking display tweaks like I showed, but I'm not having that issue. So, like I said in the previous two, which I'm probably going to delete now, if you have any questions, I'll be active in the Nolvus Discord or just leave them in the comments and I will do my best to reply. Thank you.